GM, everybody, welcome to our last developer skills in this year 2024. It's gonna be a really cool one, even though it's gonna be short, because I have one of our besties from our community with us. If I want to understand something and AI does not really give me the answers I need, he's normally my go-to, and I think he's one of the few people in this earth on this earth who can really explain complex things really easy and understandable. At least this is how I feel about this, and I think you will agree with me, at least after the session today. I'm super happy to introduce to you Orion today. He's working for the Squads protocol. They do multisig wallet, and in the next 30 minutes, he will tell us a bit about squads, about multisigs, and about secure program deployment as well as maintenance. For those of you who are new here, we do bi-weekly developer skills in which we try to explain to you how specific tech works, how you can improve your skills in terms of development, and we try to also help you in any way possible. To do so, my name is Björn. I do the developer relations part for Superteam Germany, and I also host this developers guild. So enough from me. Please give a warm GM to Orion, who said he wants to be here today, and we are super excited to have you. So Orion, thanks so much for being here and welcome.
Thanks for having me. Glad to be here. Yeah, it's a really cool topic, and it's an important topic for any up and coming devs and protocols that are deploying their stuff on chain. So yeah, happy to be here.
Nice. So Orion, before we start, maybe you want to say a few words about yourself?
Sure. So I'm the lead protocol engineer at Squads Labs, and we work on Squads protocol, which is by TVL and kind of by security the largest multi-sig wallet or provider on Solana by a tall margin. And so we take operational security and program security quite seriously. And it's of the utmost importance that programs or our programs are managed in a secure fashion. I started 2 years back as like a regular Solana dev, kind of like worked my way through hackathons and made the right friends in the right places, and then kind of ended up here. So yeah, I don't know if we want to dive into anything else, but there's like a TLDR.
Yeah, of course. I mean, if you want, you can at any point, if we have enough time, say a bit more about yourself. I always remember when, what was it? I think it was Carlos. He got interviewed from Chase in his podcast, and he told the story about a guy working with him in the coffee shop a few years ago. And it took me a while to understand that this was actually you. So I think also in a personal growth perspective, the growth that you did is just so amazing. So maybe you want to share a few more encouraging words about this as well, and then we can maybe talk about multisig and all the good stuff.
For sure. So yeah, I mean, back in the day, I was working in a coffee shop together with Carlos, kind of just like doing service work in exchange for money to live. So just making coffees, etc. And he eventually got me into coding because I was at that time studying mechanical engineering still. And he kept wanting me to code. He was kind of getting into it himself. And he was like, yeah, coding's not that far off from mechanical engineering. Why don't you give it a try? And I kept saying no until eventually I was like, fine, I'll try it. And so I started with some like preliminary Python stuff. And then like as it went on, it became even more kind of like nerd heavy. Eventually got into Anchor, Solana, kind of that whole pillar of the tech stack. And then, yeah, I don't even know. There's so much that happened in between then and now, but I guess somehow I ended up where I am now. Super grateful. And yeah, so it's totally possible to go from not knowing how to code to having a full-time dev job in Solana. If you stick to it, you work hard for what was it, like 2 years, I guess. Yeah, so
Incredible. The story is just, yeah, it's one of my most favorite stories in the ecosystem. I really, really like it a lot. And I'm so glad that we still have you around with us and that you always are happy to share and give back. I think the community is super grateful for this also for during our boot camps and everything, because you're always there and help and support. And we couldn't appreciate you more, honestly.
much appreciated.
Okay.
I mean, the least I can do is give back. So
This is so great. So, okay, let's say we want to talk a bit about squads and multisig, right? So we said today we want to do program deployment the secure way. Why is it important to do this secure, and how can I secure it? What's the way to do it?
right. So traditionally, when you create a program right on mainnet, you deploy it, which is a series of transactions to create the buffer, and then set the buffer as the program contents. And this buffer, unless you've chosen a frozen program by default, that buffer will be upgradable by some authority, and that authority is just a single key. At least in the traditional sense. And so that one key has dominion over being able to upgrade that program. And why is like upgrading a program such a big deal is because I can introduce, arbitrary instructions that do certain things inside the program that maybe aren't so great for the users. So like, imagine if you had like a program that it was like a vault and the user can store their funds in the vault and only the user can access the vault. And then you have the upgrade authority, and like either you or if somebody compromises the upgrade authority, they could deploy the same contract and essentially add an extra instruction that's like, I don't know, called admin withdraw. And then the admin can just withdraw from any vault that they want to. And so the upgrade authority is kind of this central point of failure when it comes to contracts and programs. And so ideally what you want to do is you want to protect yourself not only by storing that key securely, but ideally having the upgrade authority be a squad or a multi-sig so that you require at least 3 or 4 signatures in total to even upgrade a program in the first place. Yeah.
Amazing. So if I remember right, let's say you're a developer coming from the ETH ecosystem. I think smart contracts in the Ethereum ecosystem are mutable, if I remember correctly. So this might not be a thing that's important for you. But since you can upgrade your programs on Solana, this is a very, very important thing, because once the program is deployed, it's not a set it and forget it. It's really something you have to keep in mind and to secure, especially after this, right? So if one developer has access to the keys, he can basically ruin your whole program if you choose to go down that road. And then you say, okay, look, you have to have multiple people looking over those instructions to make sure that this deployment, this authority is reviewed by many people. Is this basically the idea behind it?
Correct.
Nice.
That being said, you can eventually make them immutable if you want to, but that comes with risks of its own, and that's it's a decision also not to be taken lightly, because that means if there's a bug in your program, it's going to be there forever. So,
and the way you do it is through a multisig from squad, right?
Yeah. So this is kind of the I guess tried and true kind of go-to method at this point for larger protocols, such as like MarginFi, Phoenix, all of the large Jupiter, all the large protocols have their their contract authorities inside of a multisig. That's, let's say, like a 3 out of 5. So 3 out of 5 team members, or even 4 out of 6, need to actually approve the transaction to upgrade the program. And so you can even if 2 of the members get compromised on their laptops, you still can't upgrade the program and rug users' funds.
That's so great. So the lesson to learn today is your multisig in squads is not just to keep your funds safe, it's also to keep your programs secure. Really cool. So in this case, maybe we want to start playing a bit around with the CLI and the tools that you have. We decided to do this today in the mainnet because on DevNet, it obviously is not that important, but on mainnet, of course, your play money turns into real money, and then you for sure want to be secured. So yeah, let's maybe just dive in. I will put on your screen here, and then let's see what's going on.
Right, so let me get this out of the way real quick. So I have a program that's deployed on mainnet. That's one of my old hackathon projects, called Bunker. And so this is the key. I don't know if this is large enough. I hope it is. Well, otherwise, this part's not that important. We'll just do SolScan for now. But this is a program that's deployed on mainnet. We're on SolScan here. And so you can see this is the program address, right? It starts with Bunker. The upgrade authority is this SAES key at the moment, which is just if you look at this, we can see that the curve or the key pair is actually on curve, right? And on curve means that it's a single key pair. And so this is kind of the current upgrade authority. You can also see that this is the executable data. So this is the executable data account. And this is what we call the buffer. And so this is actually where the program data lives. You can see it's got like a bunch of bytes in it. It has a bunch of rent allocated to it. And you can see that the upgrade authority to the buffer is the same SAES key, right? And so right now we have this SAES key as the upgrade authority. And so this is what I currently have in my, my folder. If I go back to my terminal, if I just do this, and I just copy the path for this, we can check Solana keygen pub key, and I can punch in the path, and we can see. Oh wait, this is okay. Hold up, this is because it's renamed with the wrong thing. Give me a second here. Let's rename this. Let's do this. Just do p_management. So that the Explorer can read it correctly. So again, if I copy this path, we do the same thing. We get this SAES key, right? So we have the current upgrade authority in this folder. So like anybody who has this current like upgrade authority key can just like upgrade the program that's currently on mainnet, which is not great, right? And so yeah, that's kind of where you can kind of like look at this as a whole, and you can check on the Explorer. You can see where the key is. You can see that it's on curve, which means that it's a regular key pair. And I can prove to you, we have the key pair here, and so anybody who has this key can upgrade the program. I think next what we'll do is we'll just kind of like look at squads. This is the link is just squads.so. But basically this is kind of the like splash page for kind of squads as a whole. You can see, all the projects that use us, etc. But most importantly, like what you do is you kind of get started. You can hit, either legacy or the one that we recommend now, which is a regular version of squads, which is v4. What you can do here is you can log in. In this case, actually, we can do, let's see, disconnect this, we'll connect my wallet currently. And I have right here, I have a squad deployed that's called Program Management Squad. Obviously, I can take you through like the create squad flow as well. So this is like the way to just like set up a squad in the first place. You can punch in like a squad name, so like example name. You can do example description. You can add like an image, whatever you want. Then you have your members and your threshold, at least initially. So you can this is like the current wallet that I have. If I want, let's say I want to add, let's see, I want to add this key. Let's go back to protocol dev. Right, you can add this key in as a member, and then I can say, okay, I want like a 1 out of 2 threshold or a 2 out of 2, which is not recommended. You'll get a little warning, but you get the gist. So let's do 1 out of 2. It'll give you kind of a review. It'll charge you deployment fee of 0.05 Sol, which is kind of a platform fee plus the rent that's needed for it. I'm not going to create the squad now just because we already have one that we can use. But actually it has the same members that I just put in. So like this program management squad has, let's see, let's give it a second to load. Has the A6 key and the 6IG key, which is the 2 keys that I have currently. In an ideal case, right, these are kind of separate people so that, not all the keys are in one place. But what we can do now is once we have the squad created, you can go to the developer section here and you can actually have the programs. section. And so here what you can do is you can actually add a program. And so here, we'll just do bunker program. And then we'll go and copy our program key so that it knows which program we're trying to do. Okay, it's already in the squad. So you go through this step, but essentially it'll add it to the list here. And you'll notice that currently the upgrade authority is this SAUS key, which is not great because we want it to be the squad. In this case, what we do is we just hit set authority. And so this is the vault that we're kind of setting the authority to, the new one. But for convenience sake, we actually give you a command to execute this. And so you can look through this command. You can see this is Solana program set upgrade authority, or Solana program set upgrade authority, which is a CLI command. Sets the program ID to this, sets the new upgrade authority to this 58 kind of T7Y key, which is our vault or our multisig. And then this like skip new upgrade authority signer check. We can ignore that for a second for now. But essentially what we can do here is I can hit verify authority. You can see that the authority is still not set to the squad, right? But if I copy this command and I punch this in, we know that my current upgrade authority is sitting at this path right here, which is the bunker upgrade authority. So I just copy this path again, and I'll add the current upgrade authority. Authority is this. So you can see that the new upgrade authority is going to be this 58 T7 key, and our current upgrade authority is the bunker upgrade authority that we just went over. If I just do this, we let this transaction finalize. Went through, so we can see that now the authority is changed. And if I go back here and I actually hit verify authority, you'll see that now everything's fine and our authority is verified.
Amazing.
Any questions
So
so
there
far?
there is no CLI that I have to install extra. You use the basic Solana CLI to do it. It's normal upgrade command. And it's
Exactly.
basically
It's as easy as it's supposed to be.
It's fail-safe even because you give the prompt basically from the CLI already to the user, so not so much you can go wrong.
Exactly. And so now we have this kind of like, let's say, tool section here where you can actually add your upgrade. And so what you actually end up doing if you want to upgrade this program, right, is because upgrading, like, let's say, deploying buffers through the squad is pretty annoying. So what you do actually is in your CLI, whoever decides to kind of initiate the upgrade, you'll end up doing Solana program write buffer, and then you've got a bunch of args here that's like to create the buffer. And so basically what happens is you go through this whole process, you upload the buffer, and then when you're ready to upgrade to the new buffer or your upgraded version, you'll go into your squad, you'll hit upgrade, you'll add, kind of the name, which is just like, let's say example upgrade. And then here's you'll actually end up pasting the buffer address. And so this is the buffer that you just uploaded via your normal CLI. And essentially what this process does, this upgrading process, is that instead of like deploying a new buffer and then instantly setting it as the new program, what you do is you upload the buffer and then you essentially give the authority of the buffer to the multisig, and then the multisig will actually do the final swap as the authority of the program. And so the multisig is kind of fully in charge of actually finishing the upgrade step of upgrading the program. I don't have an example buffer in this case, but this is kind of like, this is your easiest section of management, is you create the buffer, you punch in the buffer address, etc. You can add like a commit link if you want, and you can just kind of continue and upgrade. Should you ever want to like change back your authority to somebody else, so like let's say for some reason you want to go back out of a squad or you want to transfer to a new squad, you can just kind of change the authority here. So let's change it back to this SAS key for now. So we'll do Solana gen pub key just to get the key again for our path, which is this SAUS key. We'll paste it in here and we'll say, okay, I don't know, transfer off back to original. This is just like a note to kind of use squads for yourself. It's just like a little memo that you can add. So here we'll actually go through the multisig flow itself. So we're kind of creating a proposal to change the authority. And you'll see now that in my transactions tab here, we've actually got a transaction here that's active, right? So this is currently active. You can see here that these are executed. Let me see if I can Yeah, this is much nicer. So we can see active, we've got executed, and you can see all the other ones that we've executed in the past, but this is kind of your transaction proposal. So if somebody goes and proposes that we should do this, which is change the authority back to the SAES key. And you can see that I've currently approved it with my 6IGW key, which is the key that I'm currently logged in with right here. What we're going to do, though, is we're going to go and we're going to change the other wallet, which is the hot wallet. And so this is also a member of the squad, right? So this 6IGW key is us, but this A6BH key is also us. And so now you can see that I'm no longer connected, but I just connect. I'll join with my hot wallet. And you can see that when I go to the transactions tab now, I actually have this approve button, which is no longer grayed out. So I can do approve and execute, and we'll just approve and execute in one. So we'll do this, we'll approve and execute. Let this finish, and you'll see we've executed. So if I actually go to the Explorer here, you can see that we interacted with vault transaction execute, which is our thing, and we actually interacted with the BPF upgradable loader program, which is responsible for program management. And you can see that we called set authority, and we changed the authority back to SAUS. So if we actually go to the program, you can see that we're now back at SAUS as the authority. And you can see here, if I go to the executable data, you can see that we've changed it. So an hour ago, or like just now, 5 minutes ago, we changed the authority to 5T8 key or 58T key, which was our squad. And then just now we kind of used our squad to change it back to the original, which is this transaction. So we're changing the authority from, let's see, we're changing the authority from 58T, which is our squad, back to the original key, which is SAES. Any questions so far?
Let me see in the chat. This is actually a very, very fast and efficient way. I mean, I thought this would take way, way more time to do that. Maybe I have a question for you. So we saw the squad, how it's set up now, right? Is the rule always the same? Because right now I think of, okay, I might be a big company, right? And now I have my devs, and the devs should be able to deploy updates, but they should not be able to transfer tokens, right? How do you manage this?
Right. So yeah, the rules are always the same. So if you actually go into the settings, you'll see that we have 4 members in the program management squad, and we need 2 out of 3 threshold because there's 3 people that are able to vote currently. So if we go into members, you can see that the A6 key is a proposer, voter, and executor. The 6IW key is also a proposer, voter, and executor. And then the squad's X, so this third one is the AUA key. Also has all these permissions. The reason it says 4 members currently is because I have the squad's X extension installed, but this one doesn't have like vote permissions. But back to your question, like even if you wanted to transfer tokens out of the squad, right? So if I wanted to do like, let's say I want to send my soul, so let's do send, and we'll go to another wallet. Let's do my wallet. Actually, let's send it back to this, let's see. Let's send it back to my wallet. Let's connect real quick. We're sending back to my wallet, and we're going to select the soul, which is like 0.03. So let's say we're going to send 0.01. So the summary is we're going to send 0.01 soul to my wallet. And now if I go and initiate the proposal, you'll see that this is the exact same flow as before. So I create the proposal, let this finish real quick. And so you can see we now have a new proposal, which is to send 0.01 soul to A6. You can see that I can't approve it because I've already approved it. So the approve button is grayed out. But if I just change to the other wallet, which is also a member of the squad, you can see that now changes to white, and we can actually approve and execute it. And so we go through the same flow of requiring 2 approvals for that transaction to go through, same as the program. If you want like a different threshold to upgrade your program than you do like managing your money, then you can just deploy the same squad again, just with the same members, just with kind of a lower or higher threshold if you want.
Nice. So for me as an
And so you can see here.
organization, basically, the squad is basically my go-to, right? I can have my tokens in there. I can have my program upgrade authority in there, and I can basically use this squad in any way possible I need. This is really cool. Is this program upgrade authority, like the deployment section, is this already part of a paid tier, or can you use this already with the basic squads that you set up?
This is all included in the basic tier. I don't even know if I have a subscription on this squad, but yeah, I don't even have a subscription on this squad currently. So this is all just free tier stuff at the moment. So like the only thing you get is like you get payments, which is not part of the feature yet. But this will let you basically, if you have employees, you can do kind of recurring monthly payments to certain people at certain times of the month, and you can kind of do like some management. You can see here, there's a little bit of like a thing here. What else is part of the paid plan? Spending limits and sub accounts. So like basically you can say, okay, certain employees of your people can spend, let's say $200 a month from some account that you have on your squad. So you can kind of have like a little bit more flexible monetary policy if you want. And then, yeah, but like this is all still basic stuff. So all the stuff that you see here at the moment is all the basic plan. So programs, validators, you can manage your validator. You can even create tokens. So if you wanted to, create some token, you can do it. You can manage your stake. You can trade on markets. So Phoenix, Jupiter, etc. Inside of your treasury, you can have, NFTs, coins, whatever you want. And then, yeah, this is just kind of your overall dashboard.
Wow, this is so cool. So there is literally no reason not to have a squad if you want to be secure out there, right?
Correct.
Nice. Well,
That's our value proposition.
This is so cool. Guys, so next time you hear that the dev stole your keys or something like this, if this happens to you, then this is the video you should send this person to review what should have been done before this. But this is a really, 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 really powerful and cool tool. Thanks so much for showing this to us today.
Of course.
Guys, if you don't have any questions, because Orion told me he has to jump on a call at 7:30, which is in 3 minutes from now, and I want to be mindful with his time. I give you 3 more seconds. 1, 2. Yeah, I think that's been it. All right, I said sweet and short and sweet. We did it like this. Thanks again so much for joining the guild. It was amazing. I learned a ton. So thanks a lot. And I hope that other people will also learn a lot out of this and maybe start having some security measures if they haven't yet. For those of you who are still on the stream, this was our last Developers Guild for this year. Thank you all so much for being with us, for joining, for your questions, for your commitment, for going with us for all this time. I wish you a really, really nice Christmas time. I wish you a really, really successful new year. I hope we will see us in 2025 again. And with that said, I hope you still check our events, because if you're in Berlin, there's many, many good stuff coming up. And yeah, thanks so much. And have a great evening. Have a great day. Have a great Christmas time. Finish the year strong. And then see you next year. And Orion, thanks so much again. Thanks so much. Very much appreciated.
Thanks for having me. And yeah, happy holidays, everyone. Enjoy your time off, hopefully. Cheers.
Bye.